Hello there and welcome to today's Daily Dominion, which is again all sets. Okay, so right off the bat there's this notable, so Groom is this card that gives you different bonuses depending on what type of card you gain. So you gain actions, you get horse, treasure, silver, and a victory card, plus one card, plus one action. And this means that Groom is very good with the $4 victory point cards like Gardens or Silk Roads, Island. And in general, Grooms plus one of those is usually, I mean, if not like this, definitely the strongest thing, at least a clear contender in a lot of cases. So that's what we're going to do here. I mean, I guess there's some other stuff you could try, but I don't think it's really competitive with Groom. As far as the opening, we're going to go Dungeon Groom. On a 4-3, you could try like Groom Engineer to pick up a couple more Grooms on the next reshuffle, but even in that case, it's not like clearly, like the dungeon can do a lot of nice things for you. I don't really expect to gain many other things besides Groom, Dungeon, Gardens, and Estate. It's not impossible to get a landing party, but and I guess it's not impossible to take a bounty hunter, but I don't think it's likely. So one thing is that the AI may very well play something that I'm going to take an engineer here to use these $2, though it may be a mistake. I don't know exactly what the AI is going to do here. Yeah, we kind of end up just pushing the 2 loss to the next hand, which is fine. Okay, we do collide these, which is a little unfortunate. I'm trying to think what the best... We can save the engineer, or we can go ahead and just start on the Gardens and get 2 Grooms. Is also not crazy. Unfortunately, we didn't draw any estates, but maybe we'll try this, because we really would rather have Grooms in deck anyway, so we'll just go ahead and swap them out. They're going for a lot of silvers, which I don't think is going to pan out. There's not really a reason not to play both dungeons now. I mean, there's like one reason, which is... I think we just play them, try and find more Grooms. So when we have multiple Grooms, you just play and gain Gardens until you're out of them, and then you get another Groom. We could buy a copper. We are going to trigger shuffle, so the dungeons are going to miss. Though it's not going to be a huge shuffle after we do the dungeons. And the Grooms will be in there, so it's fine. I'm trying to think I don't think you take copper, but we could take an engineer though. And use the dollar. I don't think there's really a reason not to. I mean, there may be some reasons not to, but... So we'll just take another Groom here. We'll pay this off. Now we could, again, I don't know, $0, so the engineer doesn't feel quite as compelling to me. So AI is now attacking us a little bit, but it's not going to matter. Let's go ahead and get the last couple Grooms here. And yeah, I think the money, we might as well use it on an engineer. I guess the reason you'd not do it is because all it's going to do is gain estates, most likely. Unless you draw it at the top of the shuffle. because the gardens will be gone and the grooms will probably be gone. Again, copper doesn't make a lot of sense, but even 2 estate gains is like okay. The reason it's kind of questionable is because it's also a stop card and the groom's cantrip, which is kind of nice. But anyway, it's fine. Nothing we do here is gonna matter too much. Because this shuffle through, we're gonna end up going up a decent amount on the Garns points. So we just went up there. Right now we're at, I guess, 30 even. Oh, so this is, we'll just buy a copper. This is 31. So now we just gain estates. So we gained 1, 2, 3. Anyway, this is game. You can see this is like turn 11 and we have 32 points, which is a lot of points. I guess silver or copper are the most card gains. It'll probably pop us another guard. Yeah, so we can't score anymore here. So 39 points in 11 turns is like really tough. Also, Dungeon definitely helps a bit here, but like this is kind of what the baseline is for Groom Gardens. Dungeon does a little work here. I don't want to say it does nothing. I'm not sure the engineers were really accelerating me much, but they're not terrible. They may be just kind of break even relative to doing nothing. It probably some turns it makes sense. But anyway, you end up with just I mean this would have been like a fine provincing deck, probably. But this is 40 cards in 11 turns, so I wonder, I'm kind of surprised that the AI hasn't, or maybe it sometimes can stumble into it, because the AI gets Groom, and the AI does kind of know that it can use Groom for VP at times. I mean, that sometimes it has multiple Grooms, but I guess it's just not fully keyed into just getting Grooms and Gardens. But it's obviously like it's a strategy the AI could handle and probably execute like, you know, as good as a human could, because there's nothing to it. So I would expect it I mean, maybe it can, I don't know how hard these things are for the AI to discover in training, but it wouldn't surprise me if at some point it was able to do that. And then this kind of board would be quite scary because it becomes a bit of a toss up. But anyway, not today. Not really that interesting. It's a kind of a, I don't mind them. I mean, it's still kind of fun. You click action cards still, but not a lot of choices. So that's the board today, and I'll see you all tomorrow.